The platform of a conference or a symposium is never complete if we do not hear from a person who has the responsibility of running that institution. It is against that background that I wish to call on Professor Mansoor Alaali, President of Ahlia University, to address us.
Assalamu alaikum, sabah al-khair, good morning. This room always gives me a special pleasure because we always meet in it for happy occasions. And by all standards, this is clearly a happy Eid. You know, Eid in Arabic means a repetitive day, which happens once a year. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Abdullah Al-Hawaj, our beloved founding president and chairman of the board of trustees, Professor Janice from Pennsylvania. My daughter lives in Sylvania. So I don't know why the pen is added to your place. Dr. Wafi, who is really heavily contributing to the development of the relationship, and I would call it the strategic relationship between Ahlia and Brunel, and Professor Abdullah alluded or hinted at that. Dr. Ahlam, who is now sort of leading the PhD program here locally together with Dr. Shirley, and our Professor Hamid, I always get your name, Shini and Chima, and the team from Brunel. Really, I can say a lot today, but this is a welcoming speech. Let me first, and I don't want to talk too much about the strategic relationship because I think we've said a lot about it, but I can say I am really looking forward to the day where we celebrate the Jubilee. I think the Jubilee is 25 years. So we are looking for that day to celebrate the Jubilee of this strategic relationship. This PhD program had made a strong presence, or has made a strong presence here in Bahrain and to a certain extent in the GCC. It has tackled local problems as well as international problems. It has researched into obesity, information systems, strategic management, etc. But we know that today the world is changing fast. Today is the age of smart cities, of where humanity has sort of condensed millions of people into such small space and trying to create systems of all sorts to adapt to this new change. Transport systems, security systems, environmental systems, health systems, travel systems, just about everything. And with that, we need to do a lot of research. And I think there is no better platform to do research where you have somebody, a young person, who is dedicated to solve a problem. He is pouring his time and effort into solving a problem which really at the end serves humanity. This journey of the PhD is one of the most interesting journeys any human being can ever take. It's a very interesting journey. I remember when I did my PhD, and a lot of you will remember when they did their PhD. What I'm asking you, when you do your PhD, don't treat it like a chore, like a tiresome thing. You just want to huffing and puffing to finish it. Enjoy the journey, explore, and don't make it like an errand where you just go and get it and it's over and you've gone. Enjoy the journey, explore, and ask yourself why. And don't fob yourself by reading low, third-level, third-rate papers published in the journals in the back of Beyond. Try to read papers from prestigious journals, from leading conferences, from famous researchers. That way, and you have reasons why you did this piece of research. So that way you're confident when you go to your Viva, you have all the defense. You have all the defense. You demonstrated you can do research. You've done the right literature review. You've used the right methodology. And you can defend yourself. Don't fob yourself by sidetracking into irrelevant things. Focus on the main theme. See your supervisor, and I think Dr. Wafi is going to give a keynote lecture about that. And remember that whatever you do today will change tomorrow. But the basic theory never changes. The basic science and the basic theory always stays the same. I remember years ago when my undergrad project, I did something called compilers. In computer science is you take the source code and you translate it to machine code, and it goes through a compiling stages. Source code, object code, and then executable code, which is the ones and zeros. Then I looked at it, and there was a lot of research in compilers. And then when I went to the masters, there was yet more research in compilers. And there was a lot of compilers being produced. So much so that somebody produced a compiler, he called it Yak, because he couldn't find a better name. Yet another compiler, and realized this is a dead end. Khalas, time to move to something else. So really, I am asking our PhD students to focus on the papers they read, focus on their literature review, make it more crisp and clear and focused rather than just scattered all over the place. Read the papers which serve your objectives. Don't have too many objectives which you want to solve the whole world problems. It doesn't work that way. You should be focused, so you should finish on time. Look at the management of a PhD, meaning see your supervisor, submit things on time. If you have a problem, don't keep it, talk to someone. This is really the advice I want to give you. And I want to say that I'm sure both Ahlia and Brunel are very proud of their PhDs. You've put Ahlia on the map by your publications. I think this program has contributed significantly to publications. All the Ahlia faculty here, I have enjoyed publishing from this PhD program. Of course, we are now working on extending this relationship with Brunel. You do know we have submitted a master in physiotherapy to HEC, and we are about to submit the master in wireless communications to the Higher Education Council, and we are building on more and more collaborations and cooperations. With Brunel, also, I think Ammar is there. We are also trying to send students and get students from Brunel, and we've succeeded with a number of students in sending students there. So you can see that we are in the right direction. We are in the right direction. This symposium, I think I also want to mention something that I want to thank Dr. Dalia. Where is she? Dr. Dalia, last year, she published the papers in Proceedings with which publisher? Knowledge E. And all the papers presented in this PhD symposium were published in this Knowledge E publisher with the Knowledge E publisher. And maybe this year we can do exactly the same. We should publish all these papers in Knowledge E just the same. I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to say I'm happy, and I want to thank, I think I've thanked Dr. Shirley, Dr. Ahlam, who else was, all the people who have contributed, Dr. Wafi, all of you. Hassa, where is Hassa? That's why I couldn't see it. Hassa Da'in. Thank you all, and I wish you a very pleasant symposium. Thank you.